that's a showdown screen. Okay. Holy crap. You know, you're gonna have to play more games like this.
Me?
Yeah.
Dude, I live here. What do you mean? This is my home.
Fucking permanent
You were
resident.
telling me to go farm bot lane. Are you
Literally
crazy?
a permanent resident. I love it. Alright.
I
mean, you've gotten better, but, like, I mean, it's still chaotic. It's still chaotic. I mean, I'll be honest. I do better in higher tier games than I do in lower tier games. Right? When I play TF. It's just a fact. I just do better in higher tier games because the games are more, like, it's like chess. Right? In lower tiers, it's like a dogfight. Right? It feels more like Brawlhalla than League of Legends in lower tier. But in higher tier, you know what the game you know how the game functions, and it's not that bad.
This is higher tier.
It's low masters. It's low master tier.
This is 0.13% of the population of the game.
Yes, and they play like they're savage monkeys.
This is 0.133 of the top percentage of the EUS server you're looking at right here.
They're all.
I don't think
they're all savage monkeys. They're all beasts. Fucking feral. Like it's not doable, man.
This, like, you may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like.
It really does. This is peak performance whether I like it or not. You're right. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh. I need a hospital. Okay. Let's talk. Do you see my screen?
Yeah, it's on the screen.
Oh goodness. Okay, hold on. Let me get my pen. Fuck, the screen was... Okay.
Hey, can we go for blue? I'm a blue man myself.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, great. Alright, great, alright.
I like the blue card on the Vel'Koz.
Yeah, just like all the blue cards we land every time we stun. Yeah, so now there's two ways you can open this, right? The first opening is offensive, right?
The triple red card.
Yeah,
right?
and the second opening is defensive, right?
Yeah.
What the offensive opening does actually here first, let me actually put on some music that actually, like, it's a lot more soothing. This is, 1 second. Spotify doesn't want to load. Okay, good. Now this can add to the sadness of our gameplay. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, so the first opening that you have here is you can triple red card the backline minions, and if you triple red card so if this is the minions, right?
Yeah.
And you triple red card these minions here, the backline minions, then you can pick pockets that are more defensive against Vel'Koz because you now have the frontline minions that you can now, work with.
Yeah.
The opposite ending is the more defensive opening where you could play it slowly, where then Vel'Koz would end up using an ability, and then as he uses his double Q, or his double W, you can end up just simply trying to have the wave push into you because you can't actually contest wave clear. The third opening is the opening where you can match the wave somewhere around your area, which would be another defensive opening, which then forces Vel'Koz. Well, that only is viable if Vel'Koz uses his Q. If Vel'Koz uses Q early onto the wave, then you have a defensive opening where you can now match wave clear somewhere around your angle. The only downside is you're forced to expel mana, and you have to be cognitive of the 315 timer because Lee Sin is going to be on the left-hand side, but at the same time that Kha'Zix is there, and so...
Wait, 315? I feel like the one that I'm afraid of with Lee Sin is the 240. Because that's when I'm most vulnerable.
Well, yeah, 240 is also an opening, but 315 is a Skull Crab opening.
Yeah,
right?
Skull, like, honestly, the most times I die is the 240 gank, and I opt more often for the defensive play because it means I'm in a safe space and when that 240 hits.
Yeah, well, yeah. Even if 240 hits, you can still bait out. Because even if you bait Lee Sin out and you expect 240 to hit, you have ability to get tempo advantage as Kha'Zix. Because if Lee Sin shows, Kha'Zix just has tempo. Because Kha'Zix will be up a camp because Kha'Zix is choosing to do a
true.
3 clear.
If I draw him to my... Like, to be fair, I do win a lot of games where I get camped because I'm like, yeah, you're camping me and I'm still going to gold card the AD carry.
Yeah. If you can bait out the spell, if you can bait out the enemy jungler and then dodge the gank, that's still completely fine. It's not like you're going to be in any threat of a freeze anytime soon, mainly because you're, it's not the worst, right? So defensive opening versus offensive opening the game a little bit slowly versus opening a game a little bit faster. It all depends on what you would like to do, right? This game, I would prefer that you open the game as quick as possible. I personally would just red card early on.
Okay.
And the reason for this is because even if Vel'Koz chooses to use W, or he chooses to use Q, either way, I still want to get initiative on the wave because it prompts me to, if he does use his Q, then I can end up getting like a bounce back on like 4 or like 5 or something. Okay.
Yeah.
And a bounce on 4 and 5 is always usually good, considering after the crab fight, Kha'Zix and Bard can walk up and influence the wave in other cases. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is all just basic stuff. So I mean, you chose to play the game a little bit slowly here, but I don't think that this opening is actually correct. I don't think that it's as valuable as it should be. Also, I think that you should probably just hit this minion here more, so this auto doesn't do anything. And the reason this auto doesn't do anything is because you're spacing out the damage on the minions too much, and so what you should just do is auto the south minion and make sure you have a +1 blue side. Sorry,
So the reason that I do it this way is I basically set the minions up, so then in maybe 3 seconds, I auto along the minion wave. I don't know. Maybe it's wrong.
No, I mean, that's fine too. But you're not doing that properly either.
This minion just randomly grabbed aggro.
Yeah, but you're not even doing that properly either. So, I mean, what you're going for is fine. Yeah, that is an opening. But it's like here. There's no reason to click back. There's no reason to click here. You can just auto again.
True.
You don't care if the wave is played here. You can break that. Because that allows you to get bounces on 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Alright? So, you should just auto. 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 Do you see? This guy can't. This guy's not gonna do shit to you. All right. So you can space out the abilities, or you can just +1 on 1 minion. Right. Yeah, so there's a number of things you can do here. So like you have all these openings that there's like 4 openings we talked about inside of the lane. It doesn't seem like you're doing either of them as correctly as you can. Auto again, like you can kill this, good. And now here you can hover red card, right? You can try to hover red card, right? Unless your intention is to keep 1 minion alive, but I don't think that that's actually necessary in my opinion, because I already talked about the fact that I don't agree with the low tempo opening. Not to mention you're on the wrong pocket as well. If Lee Sin is ever gonna do anything to you, he's gonna come through here.
Okay, it may be dumb. I'm trying to bait that Kha'Zix is on the opposite side to what he's on.
Lee Sin is on the right side right now.
No, Kha'Zix.
Yeah,
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit in this right-hand side next to Kha'Zix, and then when Kha'Zix gets to the Raptor camp, I'm going to swap sides, and then hopefully the Vel'Koz will start playing into that pocket, because he thinks I'm playing towards Vel'Koz, and then he ganks, and then we kill him. That's the idea. I don't know if it's bad.
Okay, so you're like trying to like mind game.
I'm trying to mind game him into being where Kha'Zix is
so
going.
Then now you randomly move north side then.
Yeah, because Kha'Zix is coming now.
Kha'Zix is not going to gank this lane. The only time Kha'Zix ganks this lane is if top lane has priority.
Realistically, why?
Because then Kha'Zix can open a route like this.
Oh, I see. Okay. Fair enough.
But like doing like this and skipping out on Raptor camp is inefficient. Sure, you can chunk out the enemy jungler or enemy mid laner, and then you can go to your left side crab, or you can just go straight like this.
I just didn't like. Yeah,
you're level 2. Yeah, he's level 2. Right. He doesn't gain value. He's off. He falls off tempo, right? And then if he chooses to do a gank like this, and then it's a little harder because now Lee Sin has opportunities to run to his left side jungle. So realistically, Kha'Zix doesn't even want to do this route. He actually just wants to take his Raptor camp. Yeah. Because he'll fall behind in tempo, right? But it's like whatever, yeah. So
I should always just play away from the enemy jungler, realistically.
Well, not always, right? Like here you can dodge that. That's not a difficult spot to dodge in my opinion. And here you can just red card. You can just red card here.
So how do you dodge it? Because if he sees me pathing, I guess I fake that I walk backwards, right?
Yeah, just fake. Like have you ever played against a script?
Script?
Yeah. Have you ever played against a scripter?
No.
The way you beat scripters,
probably.
The way you beat scripters is you like okay. I'll show you. I'll show you the way you beat scripters. It's actually a lot easier than it looks. Hold on. I'll show you. Here, look at this. This is Bjergsen into a scripter. He eventually acknowledges that he's a scripter, but notice how he dodges. Wait for it. Next Q. Next Q. Dixon looks so young in this. Like, it's a lot harder to... Like, I'm trying to find you a good example when there's nothing happening. There is a way to dodge it. There is a way to play against the scripter. Well, the first thing you can do is you can click a lot closer to your champion like Bjergsen is doing. Do you see?
Yeah.
Do you see his mouse? It's way closer than the way you dodge. Look at how you dodge. There's a huge difference between this space and the space that Bjergsen has between his mouse and the way he dodges his champion. And then what you do is you can fake movement south, 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 and immediately as the spell's about to go off,
move in the opposite direction.
Move next direction. Right. So if you can dodge scripters, you can probably like this is. I mean, he just doesn't. Yeah, it's just not easy to dodge Serath. I mean, Jesus, when does he not get hit by a spell here?
Because I learned how to dodge the spells from basically like, you know, placement spells like Karthus and Syndra.
Yeah, I mean there's spaces where he dodges Xerath, but yeah, go on. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So you want to do the same, but your mouse is way too like your mouse movements are really poor still. You can click a lot closer to your champion. Yeah, you can click a lot closer. This is also weird. You should just auto and then red card the whole thing. Because I don't think you don't gain value off of being shoved in. Yeah, you should just red card. Just get the whole just counter attack the wave. You need to match wave clear. Because if you don't match wave clear, he shoves this next incoming wave into you. You see the issue?
Yeah.
He just shoves this into you. Red card, Q. Don't have Q available. This is weird. That's why we red card earlier. If you red card now, you can match the clear. Right? All you really need to do is you need like what? A cannon and a melee to get a temporary lock in the lane, which isn't even good, right? Which isn't actually even good. And this is why I disagree with the opening, because of how bot lane's playing. If Kha'Zix chooses to do something like this, and then at 3:15 the right side scuttle respawns, there's no way that Kha'Zix ever has initiative to go like this. So his route becomes, okay, well now he can't go like this because bot lane has prio, and so now he just ends up getting double crap. So his only route, theoretically, is going to be up to Gromp and then recall back onto the Golem, which then allows Lee Sin to match the Golem play with a respawn on Gromp and a respawn on Wolves if he chooses to do 2 camps on the right side. Otherwise, it's just a respawn on Gromp, right?
Yeah.
So I just don't agree with not getting an opening against this guy early on, even though he started Q. I don't agree with the defensive opening, and this is this factor plays into it. And then on top of that, we don't red card immediately, and then when we do red card, this is really strange because we should know that he's on. We should know that he has abilities up here. Like Vel'Koz should not be afraid to just walk up to you and just auto. He has the melee. He has the damage from this tank minion, and he has the damage from 3 casters, and he doesn't actually care about his HP. Here, he doesn't actually care. You can't. I see that you're trying to lock the wave, but if you're gonna try to do this, then just hover gold card and walk up to him. Don't red card him.
Yeah, then he has to pull backwards. And
fake again. Yes. So right here, this is weird. So it's either you do one of 2 things. You either red card here, right? In order to match the next incoming wave. Here, you red card. Or you simply do this. You know that he has a cooldown down. And now all you do is you look at the proximity of the next wave, which is the 4th wave right here. You know that it's relatively close to you. You hover gold card, and you just walk up to him. You just walk up to him. And then if he trades onto you, he's a psychopath. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
This is a classic example of mind gaming and pretending like your jungler is there, but he's not actually there. Right? Because this guy doesn't know where Kha'Zix is. He knows he's somewhere on the left-hand side, or maybe Kha'Zix is just hovering on the right-hand side. He doesn't know. He probably isn't thinking. So if you just hold yellow and you just walk up, this is more than enough time for him to immediately back off, and then it's more than enough time for this wave to lock. If this wave locks, you're happy. Now he's forced to expel more mana. You play into his resources. And now if he expels more mana onto the next incoming wave, which is the 4th wave, you end up getting better trades against him. You can just play against his... TF into Vel'Koz is not a game of, like, solo killing. You can't solo kill a good Vel'Koz player. You have to play against his resources, which is his mana and his wave state. That's how TF wins, right?
Okay.
So finding these trade opportunities and trying to like I'll also click him. I have no idea what items he's running, so we can see like what items he has. But yeah, like we need to. Like, I don't know if this guy has Corruption Potion or Dark Seal or Doran's or whatever, right? But yeah, like you need to play against his resources, and hovering gold and walking up is one way to do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Instead of just
100%.
immediately doing what you did here, because this doesn't actually grant you any value. And then red carding here is, again, we already talked about. This is stupid. Vel'Koz doesn't know what he's doing. He should just walk up too. He should just walk up. This is so fucking dumb. He should just auto Q. That's all he needs to do there. And he misses too. This is dumb. And now you should acknowledge that you're not ever going to take crab on the left-hand side. And Kha'Zix's route... Kha'Zix can't even go to his right side jungle because then he puts his Gromp on under siege, right? And then on top of that, like here, like bot lane, in a few seconds can just move up and then take the right side crab, right? Like we should be looking at how bot lane is playing. You can just let this crash. You don't have to tank this.
Okay.
What do you gain from tanking this?
Vel'Koz has to walk up to the wave to kind of hit it. I guess it's not really.
It's not even a
free.
free. You can't freeze on 3 casters. Vel'Koz doesn't care.
No, it's more about just holding the wave.
Yeah, but why?
I guess he still misses minions, no?
No, he doesn't miss
Rather
anything.
than like,
He can, even if he misses one, if he's about to miss a minion, he can just Q it. There's options to
yeah,
W.
I guess so.
And then he should know that you can't freeze on these 3 casters, especially when there's double crap happening. You can't freeze on these. All you're doing is you're losing more HP. You're not gonna find a recall timer for like the next 3 waves anyway.
Okay.
Right?
I think I clear all but one, right?
This is wave 5. You can probably find a recall on like wave 9, and then you can get 6 on 12. Like that's possible. But if you're gonna get a recall on wave 9, then there's no reason to ever do something like this on like wave 5.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So holding the wave doesn't achieve anything. Maybe Vel'Koz is trying to reset, but that doesn't make any sense either because it's not a cannon minion that's coming in, right? Yeah, you see that? Not a cannon. This fight is weird. This is a mechanical misplay. I think you should be pinging more about like who to go on. So let's talk about this. So right here, just spam ping Lee Sin. Just spam ping Lee Sin. And okay, well I guess the call would be against Volibear at this point, huh? Okay.
I thought the Volibear would just die here. Like honestly, just get wiped.
No, he has fucking bone plating. It's so stupid. It's honestly so stupid. I mean, you have to flash this though. I mean, he flashes too. It's not. Sadly, there's not much you can do, man. The call to go up here isn't wrong, but the fight has to be taken ASAP because we have to acknowledge that Vel'Koz can also come up. Right?
Yeah.
So we only really go up here is if we can burst someone down. The fact that Volibear just flashes and stuns you like this is just... I don't know. It's like,
Pain.
It's pain, yeah, I don't know. What the fuck can you even do here? I don't even know.
I think just don't take the fight.
Yeah,
I just thought,
don't take the fight. I was actually wrong here. This is my bad call. Because we can acknowledge that Vel'Koz is coming up. What I'm thinking is this guy just dies. And then you guys just get out with Ignite.
I don't understand why I get it. I think if we just jump, we burst him.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Because we have red buff, we have blue buff. Kha'Zix is level 3. Sure, he doesn't have ISO damage, but we have Ignite. And we can just go, but I guess like it's not the call.
He doesn't agree with us, that's it. I feel like if we were decisive here and he went in, he'd die. Like for sure Volibear would be dead.
Kha'Zix is on CD. We wouldn't know that. Does Kha'Zix
No,
have
there's
it?
no way he's on CD. Look how far away he is from them.
Someone said we saw it. I didn't see it. We saw him jump.
We see him jump, but his jump's irrelevant. He can just stay around this corner and then go in and auto Q.
I don't think that kills him. No, I don't think that kills him. I just don't think you know what? Sadly, I have to swallow my pride here, and I think that I just made the bad call. I literally just think I made the wrong call. Cause like
we should just go back.
Yeah, like I think we just straight up made the wrong call. Yeah. I don't think we fight this because Vel'Koz is coming, and I just completely underestimated the amount of.
Oh, maybe I just play it slower. I just walk back immediately after I combo, and then they still have to walk out.
I mean, they still flash on you, so it's like very hard to predict. Right, like this is kind of hard to fucking like. Yeah, you can walk away, but it doesn't. I mean, you can't just predict the flash. Like this is just probably a wrong call. Like I don't know. Like Volibear is just really strong champion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I guess it's just like literally the wrong call. Like I called it, and it was just the wrong call, so it was partially on me as well. But yeah, we should just acknowledge that this is just a wrong call, I guess. We just don't take the fight here. And this probably just comes with just understanding. Like, I just underestimated the fact that Volley can fucking tank that much damage. And it's absolutely fine to do, yeah. It's so stupid. But anyways, whatever. So we see Listen with 14 CS, right? And we know that he probably did a high tempo clear, meaning he maybe did 4, 8, 12. Maybe ended up taking 2 camps in top lane, whatever. We know that he has the value of 8 CS on his left side jungle, meaning that he's going to spend until 5 minutes taking his top side jungle, which puts him slightly off tempo on the respawn on Gromp, which means that you know he's going to be on Gromp by like 5:30, right? So 5:30 he'll be on the right-hand side of the map, and so then what you do is you just evaluate the map relative to that timer, and you just play standard, right? You play according to that, and then around 5:45 to about 6 minutes, he should be back on the left-hand side. Or not 5:35, sorry. About 6 minutes and 6:30, he should be back on the left-hand side, which then you can try to play on his Raptor camp, which would then, if Kha'Zix has tempo, can just go straight like this into his Raptor camp. And then if you have Pyro and top lane has control of the lane, then you can obviously make movements up there and whatever. But yeah, like here you're level 4. You can still push the wave if you want. I don't know what the fuck Kha'Zix is doing. Did he just reset? What's happening?
He just left.
I think if he leaves, you can find his recall. Yeah, yeah. Holy shit, this is so bad. You need to just go. This is just so free for you. Literally, don't even hit the wave here. Don't even hit the wave here. Don't even lock in red. Tank the wave. Walk here. Let him walk all the way. Pretend like you're freezing the wave. He's not gonna walk up because he has no mana, right? And even if he does, he loses tempo on the wave. He can't find a recall timer. And then what you do is if he doesn't walk up and he acknowledges and he forfeits the lane and allows you to take the freeze, walk up into him while simultaneously pulling these minions in. You can maybe kill one of them to reduce the damage.
Stop his back,
yes, you also have Corruption Potion, and then what you do is you stop his back and then you pull the wave like this. The reason you pull the wave down is because we know that we have no chance of running into Lee Sin, because Lee Sin is obviously on the left-hand side of the map. Alternatively, you could also just go like this, and you can pull the wave up like this if you feel confident. And then you can ward on Lee Sin's Raptors, and then you can fuck with Lee Sin if Lee Sin is there as well, right?
True. Yeah,
but that's only if you're confident that you're like you feel like mechanically good. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If you feel sluggish, just don't do that. It's not. The play involves risk, right? So you can pull it up, and then you can just kind of like say hi to Lee Sin there. But this is weird. You just gave Vel'Koz the clear. Now at this point, the lane is just over. You should acknowledge that the lane is just over because the lane's pushing into him, and so now you should just red card queue the entire thing, because you're not gonna get a bounce back on this wave. You should just shove, and then you should just get a bounce back on the next incoming wave. But that doesn't gain you value anyway, because after level 5, you're gonna have level 6, which is going to be, or after the bounce back, you're gonna be level 6, and so then you don't really care for freezing anyway, because then you just want to look for opportunities to R. If bot lane or top lane end up misplaying, and even if they don't, you still want to look for like mind game Rs, right?
Yeah.
But this is all really weird wave management. You should just shove the lane now. But this is like a recovery, right? After not initially finding Vel'Koz or pulling the wave up to say hi to Lee Sin. Anyway, so Lee Sin's back on Gromp, and we know that he's on Gromp because he ends up showing down here. And now again, you want to look at Blackhawk's HP, right? You want to see what this guy's thinking, which probably isn't much. And you want to be ready. Also, you should be evaluating the fight while this is happening. This is already over. You should know this. Obviously, if you gold card him, it doesn't give him any value. So what you do is you look at your teammates. You realize that this is not possible. You don't have Ignite. You don't have Flash. You don't actually have any resources to jump on them. And even if you do, you end up expelling them. And so then Vel'Koz just jumps on you. In which case you just go up to mid lane and just shove the wave out. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Literally, that's all you have to do. You don't ever do anything else. Because you should acknowledge that this is already over, but you should be looking down bot lane while this is happening. So this is very poor camera control for you, right? Like this is like you should be looking at the fight while it's happening, not looking at Vel'Koz. Vel'Koz is irrelevant. We already know Vel'Koz is full HP, relatively good mana, has all his cooldowns up. We already know he's a threat, but we need to see if we can try to wrap around like this and try to maybe peel for our team, or try to maybe even get a kill if Lulu and Lee Sin choose to overextend or get to like trigger happy, right? Otherwise, if you know the fight's over, just go like mid, right? So this is like maximizing your movements. Like right now, if you just go mid lane, like this guy just loses a wave. You know what I mean? Like sure they get dove. Okay, now that Kha'Zix is dead, right? Variables change, right? Now you can just hover, because chances are they're just gonna dive Senna. If they dive Senna, you could probably come and clean up, because you have Corruption Potion, you have your cooldown coming up soon eventually, right? You can probably just go down. You can probably help kill the enemy bot lane. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can still look for that. But these are certain things changing in a split second, and this is like reading situations. You have to be quicker. Like right now, if you were down there, this is fine. Lee Sin just dies, I think. Right, Lee Sin just dies. Like right now, Lee Sin is just dead. Lee Sin is just dead here. Vel'Koz is level 500 tower. It's not like he's gonna auto you or anything. He's gonna take a tower shot.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, and then Bard's coming as well to save the day, so like it's 3 versus 2, so you just end up winning anyway. And then what you know is, you know, if these two end up dying or whatever, if one of them end up dying, one of them has to recall probably, considering the fight takes place. And what happens then is Kha'Zix goes like this. It's over for Lee Sin. Right?
Yep.
Kha'Zix just goes like this. And then you shove in, and then once you shove in, it's just like this. You just win. So you end up defending the play in bot lane, and then you end up getting tempo for your jungler to either hit Lee Sin on his Golem camp, which would be topside obviously, while simultaneously future pressuring top lane, which you can then look to 3-man. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Kai'Sa shows. Kai'Sa could freeze this, but I don't know. She can't. It's too many minions. This is good by you. It's a good ulti. Yeah, auto. This is already over. There's no reason to go. There's no reason to push. This is weird. Alright, look what you're doing. You're trying to chase.
I'm gonna take the wave.
Yeah, just hit the wave already. Just jump on the wave. Just jump on the wave. Just jump on the wave. Yeah. Just Q the wave. And then Q the next wave, and then spam ping Senna to go bot lane. Or sorry, mid lane.
Oh, mid lane, yeah.
Jesus, I don't know. Yeah, mid lane. No, this happens. And now here, I'm telling you, Lee Sin's on the left-hand side of the map. No, this isn't it. Yeah, this is it. This is it. Jesus. Okay, look. Lee Sin just died. Right? So Lee Sin just died. Lee Sin's only routes are like this and like this. They're only to top side. Meaning that Kha'Zix doesn't have to actually farm. Right? Because top is stagnant, and it's not like Lulu's going to roam anyway, and even though our support isn't roaming, it doesn't really matter, because we have the option to ignite, and we also have the option to yellow card, right? Or gold card. And it's Kha'Zix, so we just, we know we have the damage. So there's no reason for us not to just push and then spam ping Kha'Zix to come up to Raptors. And so Kha'Zix just goes like this, and you just contest him on his red and his Raptors, while simultaneously paying attention to what mid and top are doing, okay? Mid as in Vel'Koz, right?
Yeah.
So you can shove this wave out. And now here, so this shows, you don't have to immediately even worry about this. You can just scout. You can just scout to see what's happening, right? And then you can just drop the ward down, and then you can come back down, drop the pink, and then you can take this ward out or whatever, right? But I think getting the vision on Scuttle or on Raptors is still really important, especially when, I mean, at this point, just shove the wave. Just shove the wave at this point, right? Q, good. This is also really poor. He just used Q. Walk down and auto this. Right? He just used Q. The only thing he has available is W. Or E. He already used his W. So you know where W is going to be. So you can just walk down and you can just literally auto this. Auto, or red card. And then the next Q just kills it. Because you're autoing and you're setting yourself up for the next Q. Once the next Q is thrown out, Kha'Zix goes like this, you go like this, you pay attention to top lane, Vel'Koz is stuck on your tower, you play it, you again fuck with Lee Sin. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
100%.
So this doesn't happen. I mean, we know he's here. We just know he's here. And so not hovering gold there was really weird. Wait, did you hover gold? I don't even know what you did. Yeah, no, you didn't hover, I think. You hovered way too late. You have to shuffle faster. Like right here, you should already be like using yellow card.
I think here I should just stop going. Like, the Raptors are gone, right?
Yeah, the Raptors are gone. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do this. You should just back off, right? And then this dodge should be better. Like, again, look how the way you're dodging. Your mouse is here. It should be, like, right on your champion. You can dodge this. This is dodge. In fact, you can kill Vel'Koz here. You can kill Vel'Koz here. Because if you just walk down and you just yellow card, Kha'Zix walks up a little bit. He's forced to flash. I don't know if he has sums, but he's forced to flash.
Yeah.
Lee Sin can't help, and he's too far. It's just so free for you. Right? It's just way too free. And then what ends up happening is now Darius moves up, because Volibear's under tower. So now Lee Sin has to give up his red buff, because you still have priority on the wave depending on how chunk this guy is. Right?
Yeah.
So this whole situation could have completely been turned around. Instead, we ended up dying, and then Lee Sin ends up taking his entire left side jungle. And now Kha'Zix is wasting time for whatever reason. And now here you should just ward Raptors here. You have to protect your Raptors. Because right now the only opening Lee Sin has against Kha'Zix is something like this. He can't go like this. He can take his right side jungle. He can't do dragon because it's gone, but he could just go like this, right? There is argument of we have vision here, but if that's the argument, then you have to at least check the timer on this ward. If this ward's about to die, then you should just place your ward here to make sure you're protecting your raptors, because Kha'Zix is probably coming onto the right-hand side soon, which he is, to take his raptors. And I don't think Senna's thinking deep enough, or Senna should just move like this. Either you or Senna need to drop a ward on this if this ward's about to expire. If this ward is not about to expire, then there's argument to not actually warding, and you can hold it, okay?
Okay, cool.
Then you can just hold the ward for a later opportunity, whatever that might be, okay? This ulti is not the worst. I mean, it's okay. It's whatever. We could have gone bot too, but I mean, we made a call. It didn't work out. Is what it is. And then everything else is just like fucking EUS Fiesta, to be honest.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, everything else is just literally EUS Fiesta, so there's not much else to,
But yeah.
Yeah, everything else is irrelevant. But yeah, do you have any questions?
Nah, man, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
That's actually a lot.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of information, but I think that you're gonna be just fine, to be honest, if you just like, you know, do the basics and refine these things. I mean, I coached you in Diamond 3, right?
Yeah.
And now you're Master Tier. Like, that's like, you have improved a shit ton, and it's really good. I think you're improving really good rate. But I still think that there's still a little bit more refinement to do.
Yeah, well, obviously, like, I go in with maybe some wrong plans sometimes, and I do agree, like, my dodging when it comes to skill shots is awful.
Yeah.
Well, when I say skill shots, basically goes in a line skill shot versus, like, a Syndra or a Karthus.
Yeah.
I understand that you kind of just path into them.
Yeah.
And
well, you could have gone Mercs early. You could have gone Mercs level 1 if it's that bad. I mean, the Vel'Koz was bad, but if the Vel'Koz is actually like respectable, from which you can find out from like level 1, you can probably just go Mercs, right?
Yeah. Alright, yeah, but that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Alright, man. Anyways, do you have any other questions that I can answer?
Nah, not just. I wrote down a list, but yeah, don't worry about it, man.
Oh, is the list like important? Is there anything that wants?
So
don't worry about time too much.
Like,
I'm not really like, you know.
Oh, okay, cool. Basically, so when you're against a champion, say for instance Silas, right? And you are planning, and your plan is to do a Chia recall, right? And
okay.
Okay, very like weird scenario I'm giving you. It's a weird one, I know. And this is literally going off of what happened. And they have a Shaco jungle, right? And we have a Nunu jungle.
Yeah.
So my Nunu's full clearing. Shaco clears. I'm playing red side. I go to basically shove the stacked second and third wave, and on that I die.
Don't cheat a recall.
How do I not die?
Don't cheat a recall.
Don't cheat a recall?
Yeah.
Into what specifically?
Into Shaco. If you're gonna get if the
Yeah.
setup is that hard and Shaco is that early, just don't cheat a recall. I'm thinking, right, because like, I mean, you can't even just cheat a recall. I mean, it depends how Silas plays it as well. Right?
It's happened twice, right? So I did it. I died on the 240 timer trying to cheat a recall against the Zed Shaco and against the Fiddlesticks Echo. It's not Fiddlesticks Echo.
Well, you could ward early, right? You could ward like early on to avoid that. But against Shaco, you can't do that, right? You can do that against.
Yeah, well, you can't ward for Shaco.
Yeah, you can't ward for Shaco, but you can ward for Echo, right? But for Shaco, you should just not cheat a recall at that point. If it's that risky, you shouldn't cheat a recall. Plus, you're gonna meet people over and over again in Master Tier, right? So you can know how people play, right? Like you know if okay, this asshole's gonna probably level 2 because he always does it against me when I do this, and so if that's the case, just don't cheat a recall. All right.
Instead, just played the lock the wave, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone said in chat, isn't it beneficial to ward Shaco's camps? Yeah, but you can't just do that. Like,
yeah,
you can't
like,
just do that.
We're level 1 to 3, you can't just walk into the jungle and ward on his wolves.
Yeah, that's the problem. Although you're not wrong, yeah, you want to wear Chico's jungler, you want to treat it like Evelyn, but it's still, you can't just do that on the wave. But anyways, yeah, that's what
yeah,
you do.
that's kind of my main question, because it's something I die through all the time.
Yeah, people have a misconception that cheater recalls are like God sent, and everyone should do that. I guess I get that because it was glorified by a lot of streamers and other coaches, and I understand that, but it doesn't take away from the fact that cheater recalls are sometimes not good to do. There's just certain cases where you can't cheater. Also, a lot of people try to cheater recall in matchups that they can't cheater recall. Like I've heard people as like, they're like, oh, I'm gonna cheater recall against Vel'Koz. I'm like, well, you can't just do that on the champion you're playing. You know, it just doesn't work like that. But yeah, sometimes you just don't cheater.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. If you can, then you should. Sure, you can. But the thing that cheater recalls don't do is it doesn't lock it doesn't lock the opponent in. If you're looking to like lock the opponent in lane, because while you cheater, the fourth and the fifth wave, the fourth wave returns into you, right? And so then, because the fourth wave is returning into you, the opponent still has breathing room to do whatever they want if a fight or a play ends up taking place after 15. Right?
Yeah.
Granted, you can walk up to assist them, but it doesn't really matter because the opponent still has breathing, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it, man. Any other questions?
That's it. I'm happy to go.
Cool. I hope this has helped. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
You're in a great spot.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, Diamond 3 already master tier. You've gotten a lot better. Fix the clicks, fix the camera control, fix the openings, and you'll be fine. Okay.
Alright, man. Peace.
Alright, man. See ya. Good luck. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, that was the coaching session.